Hi everyone, this is Alicia, and today I'm going to be talking about lesson plans. So this is just an overview video, and it won't be very detailed, but just an idea, an overview, and kind of the philosophy of why we do lesson plans. So first, why do we do lesson plans? There's a saying that I heard in university, and it's if you don't plan, then you plan to fail. If you don't plan ahead, you plan to fail. So it just means that as teachers, we need to be prepared for what happens, and so that we know what to expect. We know how we're hitting all of our standards. We know what we're going to do each day, what we need to prepare, and really just helps us to stay organized and prepared. So the lesson plans, they shouldn't be super detailed. It really depends on each person's personality. Kate Blay, her lesson plans are super thorough. I can always look at her lesson plans, know exactly what's going on in her class at any given time. My lesson plans are more of an overview, a little bit more vague. They still have the main points in it, but my unit plans are what's really thorough, and then my materials are really thorough. So what you spend most of your time on should be your units, and then your lesson plans can just kind of be a check of how you're going through the unit. Units will be a different video, but just kind of keep that in mind, that lesson plans should not be a multiple hour stressful thing. Once you have your routines, it is just kind of a check for yourself. The lesson plans do need to have their standards in there. Your standard, your objective, your 我可以, that's an expectation not only of WIAS, but that's the expectation across all of our schools in ISC. So make sure that you do have that. It's not optional. That is our foundation of what we know to teach each week. And so it's really important that those are included in there. When our school gets accredited to say if we are functioning or not, one thing they look at is they look at the teacher's lesson plans and they see if there's standards in there. So those are your 12 ISC standards that you've been going through with Vicky and Papua. So please make sure that you have those included. I have some suggested ways to do that, but regardless of how you choose to do that, it needs to be apparent in every single lesson plan. And that can be throughout the week or day to day. So for the lesson plans, each plan needs to have 3 core elements. The 3 core elements are an objective, that's your standard written in a 我可以 format. Then you need to have your materials, you know what to plan, what to prepare, and you need to have your assessment. Now, WIS only requires that it's your assessment, how you're checking the students understand the lesson. But for my portion of the assessment, I like to go through the pace of the day and make sure I understand kind of what my plan is for the overall understanding. So WIS only requires those 3 things: objective, materials, assessment. But for the assessment, I prefer to make it like a plan of the main points of what I will do through the day. That being said, that is the expectation. Those things are not optional. The format that I will show you is a more suggested format of how you can meet that expectation at varying levels of depth of your practice. Whether you're just trying this for the first time, you might want to look at the beginning videos. If you really got a rhythm and you've been teaching for a long time, you understand the standards, you teach them, you just want to know how to go to the next step or to make your formatting more uniform with the expectation of all WIAS, you might want to look at the advanced lesson plan module. So that's it for lesson plan introduction. Again, if you don't plan ahead, you plan to fail. So that is why we lesson plan. Make sure we have accountability for all of our standards. We make sure that we have an idea of what we're going to do each day. Of course, there's flexibility, things happen, but that is the general background to why we have them and what's mandatory for our school system. Thanks.